Hello, everyone. Welcome to the supplemental video for week 4 of my Health Through the Psalms 12-week program. This video is to focus on reading and understanding food labels or ingredient labels. None of this is medical advice, but rather it is my effort to do good, to seek peace and pursue it by using scripture and providing information to you so that you might be encouraged to see how the brain, body, and beliefs affect our health and how these are uniquely connected in all individuals. Again, I am passionately diligent about sharing this information with you because it all matters. I am trying to bridge the gap between what you and your doctor know will benefit your health, what you and your pastor know, and what you and God know, and then actually following through and doing it as you learn more reasons why. Today, we are going to discuss the 6 basic nutrients of food as well as added constituents to packaged food. We also will tackle reading ingredient labels or food labels. Action steps will be given at the end. Because we must rely on the Lord to teach us what we each need and how we each need to live, we are going to use Psalm 25 verses 4 and 5 as our scripture. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long. God teaches us as we go along, and we have to rely on him for everything. The 6 basic nutrients of food. The 6 basic nutrients of food are vitamins, minerals, water, fat, carbohydrates, and protein. These occur in varying amounts of food, and the body needs all of them. Balance is important for homeostasis, so when a certain nutrient is ingested in more quantities than what you need, and when your body is depleted of other nutrients, stress occurs. We want to avoid stress. We cannot trick our bodies. They need what they need. First of all, your body needs vitamins like vitamin A, D, K, E, B, and vitamin C. All of them are important for different reasons, which we won't discuss, but when you get a variety of foods such as fruits and vegetables, peanuts and legumes, and some meat, you are getting vitamins and minerals. This is why diversity matters. Some fruits don't have certain vitamins while others do. Minerals include such things as iron, calcium, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, and potassium, plus others. These help regulate body processes such as making enzymes and hormones, as well as for heart, brain, and muscle health. Our body will make enzymes and hormones naturally, but we must provide what the body needs by what we eat. Water is definitely necessary. Our body is about 60% water, and we need to replenish this daily, all through the day. We need more if we sweat, of course, but just our basic natural body processes require water to function at an optimum level. Our cells need this. It is vital for our health and energy, as well as to help purify us, to get toxins out, to help keep the environment of our bodies clear of clutter. Fats are important for hormone health and brain function, especially for babies and young children as their brains and body systems develop. Fats actually help the body to absorb certain vitamins. Too much fat is not good, but neither is too little fat. Again, everybody's body is different. Monitoring what you need is important. Not too much, not too little. Quantity matters, as well as the phase of life you're in. Fats help keep you satiated and take longer to digest than carbohydrates. They do not spike your blood sugar like carbohydrates do, so they are a healthy option to help us regulate blood sugar. Carbohydrates are basically sugar, and there are different kinds, but we won't go into them. You get carbohydrates from fruits and vegetables, grains and breads, peanuts, and anything with sugar in it. All food is ultimately broken down into sugar or converted to what we call glucose, and then utilized by the body or stored. Carbohydrates give us quick energy, but they also increase our blood sugar quickly, especially if they're not combined with fiber. This might lead to drops in blood sugar later, which might set you up for a plummet. So monitoring your intake is a wise strategy to maintain energy levels. Combining carbohydrates with fiber helps to slow down the delivery into the bloodstream. Finally, my favorite, protein. Protein is so important for the body. We need it for muscle development, for strength, for repair on the cellular level, for wound healing, and so much more. We need adequate protein, and many people do not get enough because they are eating too many carbohydrates. It doesn't take much meat to get your protein requirements met. Determining how much protein you need would be beneficial for your health. As we age, we lose muscle, and if we do not get enough protein, this muscle loss is accelerated, and this impairs our health. Carbohydrates and fats give us energy, but they do not build muscle. We need the amino acids from protein for building muscle. So if you lift weights, you would be wise to take a look at your protein needs and ensure that you're getting enough. And also as you age, how much protein are you getting? It's important to monitor. This was a super quick review of the 6 basic nutrients. It was not at all to teach you a deep level of understanding. It was not a nutrition course by any means. And you probably knew most of it. It was only an introduction to this as we proceed to our topic of reading food labels. When we look at food labels, we will find certain things: calories, fat, protein, carbohydrates, fiber, added sugars, as well as the minerals, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, along with any of the other vitamins. They're not all always listed. So just because a nutrient is not listed doesn't mean the food doesn't have it. They just don't list everything all the time. In addition, we will look at the ingredients which are added to the product but not listed in this section. So go to your pantry and select any item. It can be bread, beans, pasta, soup, jello, a candy bar, chips, canned meat, cake mix, or tortillas. From the fridge, you could get out milk, cheese, butter, vegetables, yogurt, or juice. I have just one thing here that I can show you. This is a Laura bar, and I'm going to hold it up. I'm only holding that up because that's what I have handy. It's something I buy because only natural ingredients are in it, and few ingredients are in it. But if you go to your food label, I want you to look at it from the top down and first find the number of calories. Calories are significant. However, it is more important to note what the calories come from. This is why we want to look at everything else. If a food is high in fat, your calories will be more prone to be fairly high in the item. If it is high in carbohydrates, the item could look like a lot, but might not have as much nutritional benefit as another choice. If it is high in protein, it might provide a nutrient. It provides nutrients your body needs, an important nutrient. It is not enough just to look at the number of calories, but to realize where the calories are coming from, whether it is fat, protein, or carbohydrates. This is important because these affect us differently and are needed by the body in differing amounts. It is also important to understand what the serving size is and how many servings are in the container. So please find the number of calories. And also, it's not enough to just know, oh, I had this many calories today. You could very well have plenty of calories and not get the nutrients you need and be malnourished. So it's really important to look at your food, to know what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. If I look at this Laura bar, I'm holding it up. It's really hard to see. It's not working with my Zoom video. Oh, it's hard. It doesn't work. So I won't do that. But find the number of calories, but also find the number of serving sizes, the serving size and how many servings are in your container. You could very well buy a bag of chips and you think, oh, this bag only has 200 calories. But in essence, there might be 3 servings in the bag, which means you are getting 600 calories. So you need to know how much is in the actual package. That's important. Now please find the number of grams of fat. Although we need fat in our diet, fat from a packaged food is usually not the kind of fat we need. Be sure to know if it comes from a healthy source. Seed oils are not a healthy source for fat because they provide too many omega-6 fatty acids, and these are inflammatory. We do not need as many omega-6 fatty acids as we need omega-3 fatty acids. Foods such as fatty fish, eggs, and flaxseed are healthy options for omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids can be found in seed oils and other foods, but we don't need too many of them. Again, we're only touching on the topic. Know what you are eating. Now find the number of grams of protein. We need protein. Usually packaged food is not high in protein unless you eat a protein bar or something that is advertised as protein rich. But you must be careful to really notice what is in that protein bar or whatever package it is. Many of them are advertised as having lots of protein, but in actuality, they might have only a moderate amount of protein with a bunch of added sugar and a whole bunch of carbohydrates. They put that in there to make the protein bar palatable, to make it tastier. Again, know what the calories you are eating contain so that you can monitor what you are actually giving your body. Now find the number of grams of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are usually sweet and we like them. This sweetness touches our brains and can be addictive if it is coming from refined sugar. That's the white stuff. If the carbohydrates are not coming from naturally occurring sugar in the food, this means added sugar was put into the product. This is when it becomes problematic for you. Know what you are eating. It is hard to overeat fruits and vegetables, but when added sugar is included with them or included in a product to make the item more palatable, it is harder to resist, and therefore the quality decreases while the quantity of what we might eat increases. We usually eat these types of foods when we are tired and stressed, or when we decide to relax in front of the TV, or when we're at a party. Just know what you are eating and realize what it is doing to you and how it makes you feel. Realize who you are being when you make this choice, because it will impact who you are. It affects you. Realize your goals, not just for now, but for your whole lifespan and for your children and your grandchildren. Now, within the number of carbohydrates, please look for the number of grams of fiber. We all need dietary fiber. It's good for your gut. It's good for your whole intestinal system. Depending on who you are, male or female, and other factors, it is recommended that we get anywhere between 25 and 45 grams, sometimes between 20 and 65, depending on who you're listening to. There is much discussion about it. Your digestive health is impacted by your fiber intake. Fiber feeds your microbiome, which we will discuss later when we talk about digestion. The health of your gut is linked strongly with the health of your brain and the rest of your body systems. What you eat matters. Your food should have fiber. This is where diversity comes in. If you do not have a lot of color in your diet, you may be lacking fiber due to the fact that you are not getting healthy fruits and vegetables. Now, within the number, also find the added sugars. Added sugars are important to note. These are what will increase your blood sugar too quickly. They also make the food tastier, and our brain likes it, and then we'll want more. If all of the carbohydrates are from added sugar and not from the fiber or the natural sugar in the food, it has been tampered with so that it will be more tasty and palatable, so that you will want to eat it and possibly want to eat too much of it. When you are eating something like this, you are putting yourself in a position to want more, and then you'll have to utilize self-control to stop. This is difficult for many people, and is especially difficult when we are already stressed or challenged by food in general. You will want to rethink eating it. Now let's talk about the added ingredients. So find the ingredient list, and I want you to note these things about it. How many are there? Go ahead and count them. Does it have sugar listed in the ingredient list? Where does sugar appear in the list? Is it first, second, last, in the middle? How many different names appear as sugar? There are over 50 names that they use on ingredient labels in place of just sugar. There are different ways it can be formed. So you can Google that and find all the names and check it out. Does it have seed oils like soybean, corn, canola, or sunflower? Now, olive oil and coconut oil are good for you. So I don't mean those two. I mean the others: soybean, corn, canola, and sunflower. Does it have natural flavors? Does it have colors or dyes? Can you pronounce all the words? I want to challenge you on this. If the item in your hands has more than 5 ingredients, it should be questioned. It is no longer in the form that God made it and might have elements in it that could be questionable for your health. You should have known this already, because it might be in a bag, box, jar. However, many items in the freezer aisle are exactly in their whole form in the sense that nothing has been added. Reading the ingredient list confirms this, but many times cheese, sugar, salt, coloring, or other elements have been added. We just need to check and see, know what you're putting in your body. Does it have sugar? If so, why does it have sugar? Sugar is addictive. The food manufacturers know this, and they deliberately add sugar to their products so you will want them in large quantities. More about this later. Now consider where sugar is in the list. If it is first, then the sugar is what makes up most of the ingredients, which means a lot has been added. This is not naturally occurring sugar either. It is refined sugar, which has the fiber removed from it. If you look up the different names of sugar, you will find over 50 possibilities. Food manufacturers might add 3 or more different types of sugar to the product, which means more is in it than you might think. If you are not aware of this, you will not realize how much sugar you are actually ingesting. Sugar spikes your blood glucose. Every time you do this, you're putting your body under stress. Stress leads to inflammation, and inflammation leads to disease. Type 2 diabetes is rampant in our nation, and sugar is the culprit. Also, Alzheimer's disease is referred to by some as type 3 diabetes, all due to sugar ingestion and poor blood sugar regulation. People do not know this. If you look at the history of our obesity epidemic, you will be able to trace it back to when we changed our diet theories to low-fat, high-carbohydrate foods, and people started eating more packaged foods with added sugar. Again, we are only touching on this, but research it for yourself. Research the different lives that have been changed when individuals decided to say goodbye to sugar. Your health depends on it. Seed oils are inflammatory. You do not need them. These are in many products to preserve the product and are not there for your health. Noticing how often you see this is important. Quantity matters. Ingesting this on a consistent basis means you are getting too many omega-6 fatty acids, which is not good for you because they are inflammatory. They can raise your blood sugar and harm your heart health. Natural flavors and dyes simply are not nutrition. So why are they there? They are there for the same reason as sugar, for flavor or for appearance. Think of the bright color of Cheetos or the fun color of Fruit Loops. What might these do to you? I know people who react strongly to these types of things and have severe digestive issues because of them. Possibly this might be you and you haven't realized it yet. Plus, your eyes see how delightful they are, and it makes it harder to resist. The power of sight. Lastly, look at the long words you see on the label. Can you pronounce them? Advice is given that if you cannot pronounce what is on the label, you probably should not be eating it. This is a valid point to consider. Again, just know what you are putting into your body. Now, why does food contain added ingredients? So why do food manufacturers put all of these added ingredients into our food? They do this for different reasons. Much is added to create a bliss point to optimize the taste of the food so that we will like it and want it. Many cereals would not be eaten if they did not add sugar to them. Other elements are added to create a more desirable texture or to combine textures to make us like it. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Increasing the shelf life of items is another reason for added ingredients. This reduces their cost even though it may harm us. Plus it makes it available for a longer period on the shelf. The dyes helps you create a more delightful and unique appearance of the item so our eyes will want it. Remember the power of sight. The food psychologists know all about this, as well as how your desire mechanism works for wanting more. Also, when different tastes are combined, they become even more desirable, such as when fat, sugar, and salt exist together. Yes, this is delicious, but it's the quantity, the quality, and it's the timing when we eat such things beneficial. This discussion on basic food information is complete now from my end, but it is not at all the amount that could be presented or shared. It doesn't even touch on what is known. However, it is enough to get you thinking. This is what I want you to do. Just think about it. At least try to know what is going on. Just like we need to look at our environment and ourselves and strive to live a blameless life, We must look at this aspect also. It all matters. If we want a doctor to help us, we must try to manage ourselves in such a way that we are attempting to keep our bodies healthy from the inside with the choices we make. Okay, so now pull out your 5-column journal. In the first column, our topic, please write the topic of food labels. In your second column, the brain column, please write what you should think about with this information. What is in the food? Is it good for me? How much sugar? How much fiber? How much protein? And any other related questions that you think are valuable for you. But how much sugar in it is a big one. In the third column, your body column, tackle this. How does this food make me feel? Does it give me energy? Does it promote the desire for more? Does it change my mood or my stool habits? Does it make me gain weight? Does it make me lose weight? In your fourth column, please ask yourself this question. Does what I eat honor God? Does what I eat help me to do His will? This is your belief column. Does what I eat help me to fulfill the purpose He has for me? And in your fifth column, you can write your scripture of Psalm 25, 4 and 5. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation, and my hope is in you all day long. Now, you can also write your action steps down. Here are your action steps concerning food labels. Number 1, memorize Psalm 25, verses 4 and 5. Memorize them, 4 and 5. Number 2, ask God to show you what He wants you to know concerning this and what He wants you to do. He has to show each one of us what is good for our body, depending on where we are in life, when we are in life, what we need. Number 3, remember, no condemnation. Seek to understand how your choices are affecting your body. All things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. All things are permissible, but I will be mastered by nothing. Just know what you're putting in your body. Listen to the Lord. Number 4, this is a challenge. Don't buy or eat anything with sugar in it or seed oils. Probably if you have decided not to buy packaged foods, this will not be hard. But if you pick up something and you see if there's a sugar in the label, put it down. If you see that there are seed oils in it, put it down. Do one thing to improve your food choices. And number 5, pray. As usual, here's a sample prayer. Lord, you are good and we praise you. Lord, please show us what we are to do. Lead us and teach us what you want us to eat. Our hope is in you. Show us how what we eat is affecting us. Help us to realize it, receive what you want us to know, and respond to what you teach us. Lord, help all of us to do what is good so that we have peace in our brains, our bodies, and in our beliefs. Lord, please show me, show everyone what this is. Now, do not feel condemned about what you are eating or become legalistic about it. Just realize what you are eating. See what you can do to minimize what is not ideal. Make small changes. Do what you can. Just try to do something and the habit will grow to do more and more. Create the environment you need to keep bad stuff out of your house, and then you won't need to deal with it. Realize, receive, and respond. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.